Oh.
Yeah, straight, high, and long.
It has 230 carry 250 sound.
Sounds like Ring It Up.
Oops,
Whoa.
I think we overperformed.
Overperformed.
All right, guys, big day again today, because today we are getting fit for the Titleist TSi Fairway Metals. We are back at Sleepy Hollow, the Titleist Regional Fitting Center. We're here to work with Kevin Sprecher. And guess what? I think Mike did this on purpose because he scheduled us today. Today's his birthday. So I think he wanted to make it an extra special day for himself. So we're gonna get fit, and of course, you guys know what we do. We love to do the giveaways. When we get something, we say you get something. So stay tuned. Later in the video, we're gonna tell you how you can win a Titleist TSi Fairway Medal of your own. All the details in a minute, but let's catch up with Kevin Sprecher and see what we're gonna do today. All right, guys, we are back with a very familiar face here, Kevin Sprecher.
Hey guys,
So good to see you.
Nice to see you.
So good to see you, and it's great to be back here at Sleepy Hollow, Titleist Regional Fitting Center, and we got lucky with the weather today.
Oh yeah, it was perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
Scored.
You don't get this in November. So the golf gods are literally shining on us. And today what we're gonna do is we're gonna check out the new Titleist TSi Fairway Medal. Specifically, you and I both play the 3-wood. And this for us is actually gonna be a pretty significant change because we're coming from the old 917.
The old 917, so we didn't get the TS.
Right, we didn't. We had every intention of, hit it a couple times, hit it at the PGA show, hit it pretty well, but just wasn't gonna get anything without getting fit, of course. So we just, stars didn't align, but now after our new TSi Driver, I mean, we're saying,
Yeah, we're not gonna make the same mistake.
no, we're not gonna sleep
Yep.
on the TSi. So talk to us, Kevin, a little bit about what you know as far as, I know they just came out, but some of the changes that have been made here.
So, well, they made a lot of changes from where you have, but compared to the TSs, you're looking at a different crown. They made it more aerodynamic. They lowered the CG. They made the face a little faster, so you get a little higher launch, a little less spin. So you get a little more distance out of them. They've changed the weighting system and how they work, especially in the TSi 3, which I'll show you a little bit later. And they just perform better.
That's what we like to hear. And I'll tell you what I'm really excited about is I know that this 3-wood is a very underused club for me. I don't play it that often, but what's really funny is 2 years ago, I told Kevin, I couldn't hit a hybrid, there's no way, and no confidence in it. He fit me for the hybrid. Now it's one of my most highly used and most confident clubs in the bag. So my big goal is to come out of here really confident in my 3-wood.
All right, sounds
That's a big goal.
We'll get you there.
All right, so let's get
It's
set
an
up.
important club too. So
It very much is, and that's why I'm saying I know that I'm leaving stuff on the table.
Right.
So let's get going.
3-woods, similar to drivers, you're gonna be putting a lot of, like, looking at ball speed, all the same stuff.
everything, launch, spin, ball speed.
Everything.
Yep. And compared to what you guys have, because you said you missed the TS2s, so the TSIs are better than the TS2s, and they're going to be even way different than what you currently have. So
Yeah, because we're playing those older ones, right?
yeah, they've really outdone themselves, those TSIs. Now it's hard in this business to improve upon every other year like Titleist does, and because everything's so maxed.
Right.
I mean, I know with like the balls, they're dealing with millimeters or microns of paint that are changing things, and
It's nuts.
just moving the weights around and the different materials that they're using and experimenting with in the faces and the heads is very impressive. I give Titleist a lot of credit to all the research that they do. So I'll have Frank hit some shots. We'll get an idea of what your club is doing today.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about what the numbers show us, and then how we can get it better.
Yeah, primarily right now I'm using it for long par 5s.
Okay.
Occasionally off the tee, but honestly, if I don't feel confident in my driver, if it's a really tight, tee shot, I'll pull out the hybrid.
Yeah.
And I know I'd rather have a little more distance,
Yeah.
but it's just very low use. I just haven't gained the confidence in it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my main use for it now.
We'll see if we can figure out why.
Okay, let's hit it.
Okay. Perfect.
I have a low ball flight. None of my other clubs are like that. I mean, I know 3-wood, it's very low loft, but a hybrid, I get it up in the air a whole lot.
Yeah.
So any type of thing where I have to get it high, it's another place I don't hit it.
Okay. Gonna need a lot of Spreck effect on this one.
We need a big, sprinkle a lot of Spreck effect on this
So
thing.
Because we got to get it more for. I think for you, it's giving you the confidence that the ball is going to get up into the air.
Yeah.
I think you're struggling with, it's a low loft club, it's on a tight lie, so it's hard to get up in the air anyway, and then your lack of confidence, makes it even worse.
Right.
So I'm going to go to a 16.5.
Okay.
Something that looks like it's got some loft to it.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the TSi 2, which I think is going to be good for you anyway, because the 2, it's a mid-launch where the TSi 3 is a lower launch.
Okay.
So mid-launch, mid-spin. But I think just you being able to see the loft on the face is going to make it a little bit more comforting. And I'm also going to go a little shorter. So that's 43 inches.
Yeah.
But you're not quite 6 feet tall.
Right. Yeah. You're 5 feet. Beep.
Altitudinally challenged.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I think if we go something a little bit shorter for you, a little easier to control. I'm going to stay in the same weight because I think the weight's going to help you feel where the club is.
Yes.
And then let's just see where we go with that.
Shorter shaft might give him a little bit of that hybrid feel.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The hybrid that he loves so
Hybrid
much.
that he loves.
Right.
But this is a 1/2 inch shorter.
So all the other shaft specs are the same.
So same shaft, same weight, same flex, 1/2 inch short, except for now we've got more loft.
Okay.
Again, I think you seeing the loft will help. Part of the reason why I think you struggle with it is you're trying to lift the ball up into the air.
Right.
So you hit up, but the ball's on the ground, so unless you catch it perfectly, it doesn't work. That's why you fat it or top it.
Yeah.
So if you can get confidence as you can hit down, I think we're going to see a performance. Because we're not looking to hit it 250. This is your 230 club.
I'm happy with the 230 club out of this.
So
absolutely.
So that's all we're going to see.
Yeah, you can see it just looking at it. It looks like, yeah.
So I think that's going to help.
Let's give it a go.
All right, so we're in the TSi 2.
Wow. Face open, but still got more height.
Yep.
That felt good. So the Tensai Blue is what I have in both the TSi Driver as well as my hybrid. So makes sense to try it.
Let's try it.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking
That's the reaction you want to hear after you hit a club.
about. Straight, high, and long. Okay. Yeah.
That's what you want, right?
So how's 230 carry 250 sound?
It sounds like ring it up.
Oops,
Whoa.
I think we overperformed.
Overperformed. All right, can I go now?
Yeah.
That felt good. I hit like that and I'd be pulling this club a lot more, I'll tell you that much.
So this is the fun part now. Like, where do you go from here, you know?
Well, that's just one shot.
No, I think he's going to keep going. Let's see more. Let's go.
We go to the course.
We
Seriously?
go to the course, right. Yeah.
That's where I want to go.
That felt great.
One of the things about club fitting is you shouldn't have to get used to the club. So I put a lot of stock in the first shot that a player hits with the club. There's no time to adjust. When you hit a shot that's really good the first time, there's a lot to it to the club, and that's why fitting is so important, because it can affect your swing, and that it just worked with you. That wasn't just a little bit better. That was
Significantly better, and it felt a lot more effortless.
Yeah.
So maybe part of that was just looking at it, feeling confident, like familiarities in the shaft, getting a little bit more of that loft in the face, and just being able to just go.
Yeah, we all load a shaft a certain way, and that's your shaft.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your driver setup, just in 3-wood,
there it is.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
2 in a row.
2 in a row.
All right.
I told you didn't need any more, but you didn't listen.
And now you still have more you could do here, right? So like if I'm kind of fading.
Now we dial it in.
Right.
Right. So if I'm looking at your numbers here, I'm going to go a little bit upright with it. Because you come in a little handle up, toe down. When the toe goes down, the face points to the right. So I'm going to go from A1 setting to a B2.
There you go. I was just about to say I'm B2 in the driver.
Yeah.
So there's a chance if that's your setting on a driver, there's a chance that it carries over to the 3-wood.
Good chance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's try that.
All right, so the change is to B2.
Yeah. So hosel setting to B2 there. I could never hit my old 3-wood that high.
It's crazy, man.
I find interesting too is I got more distance with a higher lofted club.
Well, you made better contact, you get a more confident swing, but that's also the club's performs better.
Right.
I mean, they got the new active recoil channel, which springs the ball off the face a little bit faster. They got a faster face.
Yeah.
They got a more aerodynamic head, so it's a little bit more efficient. Now they've lowered the CG a little bit. They have a little different weight system, so it's the club's
So it makes sense, obviously, to be seeing more ball speed.
Yeah, absolutely. So come look at this for a sec. So if you look at the screen, the yellow circle was the TSi 2 at an A1 setting. So we got a much better dispersion there. Dispersion. Actually, sorry, that's with your shaft. And then we switched to the Tensei blue shaft, and now we're at the purple and the blue here. The purple is with the A1 setting, and the blue is with the B2 setting. So, and this is total distance, but just the dispersion itself. It's only a couple of shots, but you can just see there's a much tighter area with all those.
We got more distance and more confidence.
More importantly, the other way around. More
confidence and more distance.
So now you'll pull it out of the bag.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll use it.
I could definitely see especially you're saying now we're getting that 230, 240. That's really a contender to use it on the tee when I need to use it.
Yeah, definitely. It'll help you. You know, it's going to go farther than your hybrid.
Yep.
It'll be just as accurate. It's actually more forgiving because the head's bigger.
Yeah.
And, you know, it'll get you that extra 20 yards off the tee on those shorter holes.
And it feels more like hitting my hybrid because of the shaft change.
Because of the shaft change and the length.
Yeah. Which, yeah, because I mean that length previous feels like this kind of this awkward in between length.
Right.
Where I was, you know, not quite a driver length, but still a significant difference from my hybrid.
Correct.
He knows what he's doing, guys. We tell you, he knows what he's doing.
Why we keep coming back.
All right, so obviously I'm very excited for Mike right now. You know, being his birthday and all, but with what I just got out of there, more yardage and a lot more confidence and a lot more forgiveness, I'm excited to see what he gets, because I know more so than myself, he does rely on that 3-wood a lot. I've seen him pull it a lot of times when the driver's not working. He hits it off the tee a lot more than I do, so it's a very important club for him. So we'll see. Right now he's working with Kevin, getting some baseline numbers.
Hitting down 5, like we always know, you definitely, you know, what's your nickname? Sir Dig-a-Lot?
Sir Dig-a-Lot.
It's not great for not great for a fairway club, but that's but it's important to understand that, because that's gonna have a lot to do with the weight of the club.
Okay.
Typically players who hit down more, little heavier shaft, you're higher speed, quicker, so we tend to go heavier with the shaft, which is what I think we did with that, right? Mm-hmm. That an 80? Yeah.
It's an 80.
Guy who fit you for that one knew what he was doing.
Damn right he did.
Now, your spin's going to tend to be a little on the higher side because of your launch just tends to be lower, so we need a little bit more spin to keep it in the air.
Okay.
So like your launch was 8 degrees and you spun it at 3,800.
And you want to see...
Typically we want spin around 3,000 and launch a little bit higher.
Okay.
Which is what we saw with Frank. But because your angle's a little bit different, we're gonna do things differently to keep the ball in the air for you.
So based on that, where would you start? You thinking TSi 2?
The height was pretty good. So how are you going to use it though? Is it a tee shot or is it a fairway? I mean,
I most likely will use it in fairway.
Okay.
It's rare I'll take it off a tee. Even if it's a short par 4, I'm the kind of guy who goes for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am going to start with the TSi 2.
Okay.
Just because I think it's going to help get it in the air a little bit. We can, and we'll see. We may go at 15 because the 2's going to go higher.
Okay.
So, but I need something to help control the spin, and loft's one of the things that does that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm going to start with. I'm actually going to put.
That's an A2.
I'm actually going to put the new TSi 2 on your shaft.
Okay.
So the only thing different is going to be the club head.
Perfect.
I'm not moved.
Okay. Wasn't moving. Didn't hit him here.
Yeah. I'm going to go to a 15.
Okay.
And instead of A2, which is upright, I'm going to go to D4, which is just more loft at standard lie.
Okay.
So I want to see what happens.
Oh, that's the one.
So,
wow. Boy, did that one travel.
that was 243 carry. So here, if you start looking at the dispersions here.
Mm-hmm.
So the white one was yours.
Yep.
And then the blue one's the one we just hit. So what I did was we just added a little bit of loft to it because you need it to get it up in the air and keep the spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I took out the lie angle adjustment. And the reason why I did that, I noticed your swing plane tends to kind of fluctuate a lot.
Yes, it does.
Okay? So
100%.
the steeper you get, the more, you need it more upright. The flatter you get, you may be adjusting. Maybe you're adjusting the swing plane because the club feels too upright. It wants to be here, so you try to satisfy the club, but you want to be down here, and it doesn't match.
Okay.
Because you notice how the ones that you flatten out, it goes left.
Uh-huh.
But that one, your swing plane got flatter, but it went straight.
Interesting.
So I'm wondering if you're adjusting to the lie angle. People do that. People will chase the center of gravity. People will chase the lie angle. So if I just kind of played around with it a little bit like we did, we went from B2, right, to C3,
right,
to D4, which is where it is now.
Right.
And the loft is what I needed because you need the spin rate to keep the ball in the air because of your angle of attack. And the lie angle was to help control, I took out the lie to help control the direction.
Gotcha.
Mainly the start line. And we kind of got what we're looking for. We got a much tighter dispersion. We got more carry, a little more distance out of it. Actually, you hit it higher. You were hitting at 65 feet. That was 89.
Wow. Okay.
So we got more out of it. And I think that's the right shaft.
Yeah.
Let's try another one. Let's go a little bit heavier.
Okay.
And see if it satisfies Sir Digalot's craving for some massive sledgehammer.
So you're still liking the TSi 2 for him?
I like the 2 because it gets up in the air more.
Yeah.
Even though he's high speed, he's low launch, high spin, and he needs the launch a little bit more. So I'm kind of controlling it with both. We're going to try the TSi 3 just to see, because you never know.
Right.
But right now I like this one. I kind of like it +2, with a little heavier weight.
I think so too. Those are like the best 2 shots I've had.
Yeah.
I'm out of breath. When I'm out of breath, that means it was good. That means it was good.
One of the questions that I think guys will come up is saying, well, my original 3-wood, okay, that was something you fit me for 2 years ago. Right. There's another dynamic at play here. Is that we're different golfers than we were 2 years ago.
Absolutely.
Right? So I've done a lot of different changes in my swing where that may have been working a little bit more then, and this is working now, but it also speaks to the idea of just getting refit every couple of seasons either way.
Yeah, you have to see everything feels different, we're different. It's not like, okay, I got fit for this, it was good fitting, I'll just get the new club with the exact same setup. You'll be close,
yeah,
but why get close when you can get dead on?
Right. And the proof of that would have been if we just threw that head on my shaft, we didn't get the same results we did when you dialed it in.
Right.
So there's your answer.
So
before you even ask the question.
There.
Yeah.
What the matter? You out of breath?
I feel older already.
Well, you are older today.
I know.
So
it's catching up already.
Usually you don't feel it day of, but yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-brainer right there.
Still carried 233, went 250, and you missed it. Just to hit it a little high on the face.
Yeah.
And you get stung by a bee.
Stung by a bee. Stung by a bee on your birthday. Yeah. 1 bee left in Westchester County.
There it is.
It's flying around.
1 left. But yeah, so we're done.
So that's it.
That's it. All right, man.
So same shaft, same length shaft, right? Just the new TSi, but we have a new setting. So we went 2 grams heavier in the head and a D4 setting, which is you were on a B2 before.
Got it.
So obviously, Kevin, for me, we made a lot of changes with the shaft, but for Mike, being at the same shaft, what kind of changes did you see with just the head change as far as distance and things like that?
Well, we picked up, I don't know, what we picked up, 10, 12 yards of carry?
Yeah, he's got 10 to 12.
Great. But more importantly, his spin came down a little, his launch went up, and his height went up. He was only hitting at 65 feet in the air. Now, Mike's, as we all know, he likes to hit down and take big divots.
Right.
So, we needed some more loft, which is why we previously went 16.5, but the way this one launches and everything, I went 15 degrees, but added it to the D4, which makes it 15 3/4. But the 2 head goes a little bit higher, just because of the lower CG. So we controlled the spin with the loft and the lower CG. We controlled the launch a little bit better. Same shaft, so he gets all the control, and we picked up some yardage.
All right, so Kevin, again, as always with Mike and I, it's wildly different.
Yeah.
Every golfer is different, right? So we made a lot of changes with the shaft and things like that with me, and then Mike ended up with the same shaft, but a lot of changes with the head. So could you just quickly take us through what we ended up doing?
Okay, so for Mike, we stayed with his 80-gram extra stiff, but we went from his F2 head, which was the lower spinning head from before, a little bit more loft, to the TSi 2. Because I needed the ball to get up in the air a little bit, but we needed to control the spin, so we went to actually less loft. We went from 16.5, we went down to 15 set to 15 3/4. So we got the trajectory that we're looking for. I got the spin that we want. We maximized distance.
Yeah.
And then added some weight to it just because he's quick tempoed.
Right.
Because he's Mike.
Because he's Mike. Right. And Kevin knows Mike.
He does.
We know
right.
Mike.
Yeah.
We know. I've tripped in some of his divots.
Yeah. Buried him in some too.
Yeah. Yeah. So for you, we went actually different shaft.
Yes.
We went something that you're familiar with, which you had in your driver and your hybrid.
Right.
In the TSi Blue, and a little bit lighter than what you had. Not much, a little bit.
But the shorter for me.
But we went shorter for
yeah.
you.
That made a big difference for me.
The big thing for you was giving you the confidence that you could swing the club. So we went more loft, 16.5, TSi 2,
yeah.
A little bit more weight, right, in the head. No,
no, we tried more weight.
We tried more weight.
Right.
Didn't work out because
yeah.
your swing got a little funky when we went more weight. So
right.
we went same, but we went shorter, a little bit lighter, same flex stiff, and then the new performing shaft.
Yeah, and amazing for me how much difference height we got.
Yeah.
Because of the center of gravity we talked about on the TSi 2, also the combination of the loft. But again, I mean, it's just that difference of being able to stand there and say, I can swing this club.
Yeah, and I think that's where, I mean, we picked up 25 yards of carry for you, but I think a lot of it was just you felt more comfortable hitting it because it looked, you can see the face.
Yeah.
Which, like we talked about before, if the ball looks like it's going to come off the ground, it's easier to swing.
Yeah.
Which is why most people have an easier time with a shorter iron than a long iron.
All right, well, that's great stuff. Now, Kevin, obviously, if people seen some of our other fitting videos, they may already know, but for anybody who's new, how can they work with you if they'd like to do a fitting, lessons, or anything like that?
So the best way, you can reach out to me through any of the social media. It's all at Kevin Sprecher, or at Kevin Sprecher Golf. My website, Kevin Sprecher. They can get me through you guys. I get a lot of guys kind of transferring from you.
Yeah, we get those DMs and we just pass you right along here.
I appreciate your, you know, I love the Golficity support from everyone, but that's the best way.
Okay. Kevin, thanks a lot.
Yep.
This was a lot of fun. And of course, guys, you guys are wondering how can you win a TSi Fairway Medal of your own. And what we're gonna do is this, keep it real simple. In the comments below, let us know your current setup. What fairway medals are you gaming? How old are they? Don't be ashamed to throw it in there. We wanna hear it. What's your setup? And then what we'll do, Mike, we'll pick one lucky winner to win a brand new Titleist TSi.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
That is sweet.
And hopefully you get to see some of the games that we got to see here. I am super excited to be able to walk out of here feeling like I have a 14th club in the bag. Because I didn't feel that way going into it. I wasn't hitting it.
I'll make it even better. If they're local, I'm happy to do a fitting for them.
There you go. Awesome.
Beautiful.
You get the full experience. All right, guys, so do that. Drop a comment below. Let us know what your current setup is, what you're gaming, and we'll pick one lucky winner. Thanks, guys.